Well, so we have, I think, 1, 2, 3 newspapers we have to take a look at, and then we'll try and see whether we can go to the news portals and get, it's a holiday, so sometimes we go there when it's a holiday.
Not all the newspapers are working today.
So we'll start with the Daily Guide. Has a story, win or lose, where Ghanaian says Mahama. My husband turns into snake. Florence Obinim. Kobe woman jailed for heroin in the U.S. And let me read the story. It's about one Rose Amano. Apparently, she is a 64-year-old Ghanaian woman who has been jailed for more than 2 years in the United States. Oh, and I said 2 years, just over baby. 1 year.
She got, surprisingly, she didn't get a lot of years.
Rose Amano tried to smuggle the heroin hidden in dry salted fish Kobe. Kobe into the US, but was caught last year by JFK International Airport customs agents in New York, and court in New York City sentenced Amano to 27 months last Friday after prosecutors had pushed for a 6.5 years imprisonment. And according to Daily Mail, the fish smuggler was caught by officials at JFK with 3 kilos. Okay, Isha.
3 kilos, very small.
Only 3 kilos.
But how much would that fetch you?
They haven't written the street value because I don't trade in it. I don't know. I wish I was, so that I would know the.
I wanted in liquid terms. How much
so
would
that I
that
can
be?
educate viewers. So it's important. But
which one is more expensive? Is it the coke or the heroin?
Is expensive.
Okay.
Heroin is expensive. Heroin and the heroin. So they it weakens you very early, and the high is better.
You've tried it, eh? You're talking from experience?
If I had tried, do you think I'll be? But it's I'd whittled. And then we have, I think those basically will be the main stories on the front way of a Daily Guide. So let's look at which one? Oh, Mababi.
Yeah, the Daily Graphic newspaper, and it's a special edition of the paper today. Because the production team is made up of persons who have worked with the graphic in the past. So Gabriel Blair Mehia, guest editor for this particular edition. Mr. Enemel Lashon, deputy editor. Nana Benyon Datsin, news editor. Mr. KK Dako, chief sub editor. Emmanuel Amwako, production editor. Alhaji Rasak El Alawa, features editor. Dr. Rose Mensa Kutin, gender page editor. Mr. Stanley Felting, photo editor, and Bridget Jogbanuku as head of proofreading.
Very interesting.
This team is just for today's paper, the paper that we're reviewing today, the Daily Graphic newspaper.
Very innovative.
Yeah, very, very, very. Front page, fix your eyes on Ghana, President Mahama, and there's a picture of President Mahama waving to the crowd. And the paper says, as he inspects the parade, those with him, Mr. John Kudalo, the IGP, and Air Vice Marshal Michael Sampson, OJ, Padley Carver, Chief of Defense Staff. So they make the front page, the banner headline in the graphic newspaper. There's also an insert of President Mahama exchanging pleasantries with Nana Akufo-Addo, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, while Mr. Ivor Green Streets, the flag bearer of the CPP, and some executive members of both parties look on with excitement. There's also an insert. The National Dance Company, they put up a great performance at yesterday's anniversary celebration. Picture by Abel Hansen. And then there's also our special guests, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, who said, Kenya stands with Ghana. That's the quotation the paper picked. Check Graphic Online for pictures of guest editors at work. Okay, so the editors that I mentioned, the production team, they're asking you that you could go to their online and then check them whilst they were working. But let's pick a few of the... Okay, let me bring the center spread because it's what happened in pictures. Okay, so this actually made a lot of talk on social media. Roland, I'm sure you saw a picture of the media mounting a tipper truck. I don't know what was it. Was it innovation as well? Creativity?
No, I think they...
This is where they put the media for them to get a better view and get better shots. Tipper truck.
Was that it, or... Yeah, usually, I think in the past they'll do platforms. They have platforms on which they have scaffolds. Okay, so they have platforms for you to go and stand on. But I don't know. But I don't know why. I don't know.
Well, but the journalists were smiling, the photographers and all.
It
So
seemed okay.
they didn't have any issues with it.
That is true.
Yeah. Okay. But it was pretty colorful. I see President John Jacob Kufuor, former President John Jacob Kufuor and Nana Akufo-Addo Agyeman Rawlings admiring procedures at the ceremony. They are in a little chats right there. There's also this woman, the dispatch rider who displayed her skills. I think she did pretty well. We're all holding our breath, hoping that nothing would go wrong. But of course, she's like a master of the game. Okay, so you can get a lot of pictures, really, in the Daily Graphic newspaper. It will be good to get it and then keep it.
What's her name?
I think I had Haji or something. I'm not sure.
She's brave,
but I think she's at the Nima police station. She's with the MTTD. Yeah. All right, back page of the graphic. Hats hold dwarfs. Kotoko drawing Kumasi. Samuel Tete secures first hat-trick. Dreams Inter Allies share spoils. And Liverpool overpower Crystal Palace. So Accra Hearts of Oak yesterday maintained their unbeaten run in the Premier League season with a hard-fought goalless draw game with Cape Coast Ebusua Drafts at the Siudu Park in Cape Coast. And Kotoko, super champions Mediama yesterday recovered from 2 goals caused by defensive blunders in each half to draw 2-2 with Kumasi Asante Kotoko in a grueling Premier League encounter at the Baba Iyara Stadium in Kumasi. A lot more sport news in the graphic newspaper. That says really Roland Walker.
So we have on the front page of the last paper we're looking at this morning, the Ghanaian Times puts Ghana first, President exalts at the Independence Anniversary Parade, and the President in his smock. I really love this traditional dress. Can't bring myself to wear it though, but I say, when I go to the north, I really love the ones that are blue.
Yeah.
And then
there's red
and black.
Yeah.
There's one that's royal blue and black, beautiful, and then there's red and black, so beautiful as well. Those are the colors. One day, if I would want to put on a smock, those are the colors I'll be wearing.
I think the MP for Damongo, Honorable Mutawakilo,
he wore a green one the other day.
Very
Mutawakilo
nice
is always
ones as well.
Yeah. All right. I think that'll be great. And I think that we can do another. This is what we'll be doing this morning. We will call some of our regular guests and wish them Happy Independence Day.
Yeah.
We'll try and do that this morning. I think that'll be the best day. That'll be the best day. We'll call Ubiamu and the rest and see whether they'll pick up and talk to us and want to wish them
on the holiday.
And just take them unawares. And then we also have...
But now that you've said it, if they're watching, they know you're going to call them.
But that's great too. Ghanaian women smuggles drugs and fish to the Kobe woman to USA. Only 3 kilos.
But if this was last year, why would the paper report like this is fresh? Ghanaian woman smuggles drugs.
No, she was just prosecuted.
In fish
she was
to
just,
USA.
The sentence was given on...
But I'm saying that the headline doesn't makes it look like this is a fresh arrest.
It's not a fresh... This one is... she's been jailed.
Exactly.
On Friday.
Okay, but read the headline again.
Yeah, but yes, I think it's appropriate. Because they never heard of it. This was reported in the USA until they got to know that the sentence was handed to her on Friday.
Okay. And
so it became news.
I'm expecting Ghanaian woman jailed.
And I think it's also because it was reported in the UK newspapers. Yeah, so we monitor that a lot than in the US newspapers. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And then we also have fetish priest caught for posing as soldier. He couldn't vanish. Couldn't turn into snake, for example. Some of these things.
And he's supposed to be powerful, huh?
Just turn into snake or some
monkey. Dog or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe a bird and fly.
Charlie, got no powerful crowd. Let's look at sports, and Benedict will be here to give us a lot more. Dwarves, Hearts, SharePoint, Kotoka stretch by
Kotoka stretch.
Ashanti goal, Chelsea draw. I think that'll be it.
That won't be it. Okay, so you know the story that I read in the graphic about the media climbing a track. So this is what the graphic did. They picked some comments shared on social media by some persons, and it's actually on a page. So it's part of their big issues, journalists at work. Let me read the story here. It says some Ghanaian journalists and others from the diaspora assigned to cover the 59th Independence Day parade at the Black Star Square yesterday had to cover the event from a tipper track. Notable on the program of the events of the day was the mistake of naming the president of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, as the president of Ghana. And what the people shared on social media, they've got some persons sharing some thoughts. I think this is innovation. The graphic has come very far. This is it, really, because this is what people are talking about. So Nana Aredamwa, for instance, who's an author and writer, said, growing up in Kotobabi, we used to walk to Abavana Junction in the morning just to wait and shout, is it sardine? When construction workers were driving past on their way to their sites, packed in the buckets of tipper tracks. This was many, many, many years ago when one could find golden fish in the Alaju Gata. No one should fight for journalists for how they literally climbed up to the ultra-modern vehicle they used to cover yesterday's events at a point. The journalists have demonstrated many times that they love how they are treated. And Manasseh also says, and this is where journalists were put to cover the colorful Independence Day parade at the Black Star Square. This disdainful treatment of journalists in Ghana will not end until we stand up for our rights, until we stop following our stomachs and selling our dignity, until the Ghana Journalists Association realizes that its mandate goes beyond organizing awards. And here's the last one that I would read from Kwame Jan. And Kwame Jan, who is also a journalist, says, if I don't see news stories from journalists condemning the way some journalists were made to cover the 59th Independence Day parade by being hauled up in the tipper truck, I shall praise organizers for doing well and further disrespecting media practitioners. The journalists should do stories condemning this, and we should see these in print, online, television, and every avenue the media has. Our media folks allow themselves to be treated anyhow, and as long as they don't complain and demand their due, they will always be treated like crap. All right, so what's wrong with journalists climbing and covering our own 59th Independence?
It's not bad. You go and cover construction work, so if you are participating, it's not bad.
So this is like construction. Charlie.
Construction.
So could they have refused?
Sound winning.
What if they had said, listen, this is not good, we won't climb it?
I'm sure I wouldn't have climbed. Not for anything.
But how would you get your shorts then? Because if they didn't make any provisions for anything.
Charlie, we do radical things before.
Yes, more. Yes, more. What, but if they had all said with one voice that we won't climb, then? I
think that then we have taken it seriously, because in organizing the event, you also have to take cognizance of how you want to get your pictures out there. And you just don't have to think that I've seen international correspondents climbing too.
Yeah. That was the only...
And you know the perception they will set out there, oh, this country, when you go. You know, and some of them too, they know that Africa is a rugged continent, so sometimes they expect some of these things. Yeah. But for us, we shouldn't. I mean, they should.
Have you covered?
You think that you go to the U.S., they are doing Thanksgiving or some celebration somewhere, and then they'll put tipper tracks and put journalists from CNN and Al Jazeera. They'll put from Washington Post.
Anderson Cooper climbing.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper and all. Aisha Sise, Christian Amampo, or all those people climbing tipper track. You know, I mean, you know, that is why I'm saying that we just have to juxtapose the scenarios. You think you go to the U.S. and you see
they are developed. We're developing.
No, please. This is why it doesn't take anything about development to put this together. You have a platform, or you can have a platform on a trailer or a truck that has been well constructed for this event, so that everybody can have their position. And then if it is that you're taking them round, I mean, it's just about innovation.
Could it be that the organizers, those who planned the event, forgot about the media? So this was a last minute kind of...
You know, sometimes, you know, even there's this thing on social media about the program lineup.
Yeah.
In which apparently...
The graphic also captures it. Uhuru Kenyatta, His Excellency, is the president of Ghana.
Our president's name has been exchanged for the guest of honor's name. How is that? And nobody checked it? Hey,
but this, you know, this is so not right, eh? it didn't matter if they had printed 1 million copies.
How many
They
copies
should
they
have
print?
destroyed it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
We should have
because
worked on another one.
It needs to be
because this is
politically
such a
correct.
big deal. And this is, you know, like Graphic has captured it. It's there forever. Like, this is it. Roland, it's right here. You know? That's it. Charlie. Oh, 59. We're 59.
No, this one's got nothing to do about us 59 while we progressing.
but-
The point is
no,
that
no, but-
somebody...
Yeah, but if somebody's not cross-checking and doing all these details, then what?
Master, it's somebody who is just incompetent to do something. You are supposed to put together an activity and the side where you're supposed to make sure that some segment of personnel who will be coming to come and cover are supposed to be having certain logistics to work. And it's somebody's negligence. This one, I know it is not about independence and we've retrogressed. Somebody just didn't do his job. It's not about independence and we've retrogressed. It's not true. Somebody just didn't do his job.
I think the sad aspect of this is we won't see anybody come and explain anything. Nobody would say, listen, I messed up, so I'm excusing myself. The GJA will sit there and not make any comments about this. Nobody will talk. And so we'll make way for sports. Let's talk about something a little more exciting, not about journalists who are mistreated, who don't even talk about it. Benedict Owusu-Dankwa, there was a lot of action in Ghana in our Premier League. There was a lot as well. Manchester United losing. Benedict Owusu-Dankwa has more sports. Thank you, Lassie, on the AM show.